high school sports from around the Cowboy State. This is First Bank of Wyoming Sports Friday on SVI Media.
It is First Bank of Wyoming Sports Friday on SVI Media. Duke Dance and Dal Erickson broadcasting from the SVI Media studios in Afton, Wyoming, and talking girls wrestling at the high school level across the state. And joining us is one of Wyoming's high school wrestlers from Star Valley High School. That is Vale Foreman. Vale is joined with her mom, Kendall Foreman. Kendall is actually a certified USA wrestling coach as well and helps out a little bit. Hey, both of you, thank you so much. Kendall, Vale, good morning. How are you today?
Doing good.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Ladies, thank you for your time. I'm fascinated by this story. We were kind of talking while we were getting things set up. Kendall, you were talking about how you had no interest at all, no previous experience with wrestling until Vale had an experience that says, hey, I want to do this. And so you both kind of hit it gung-ho. Tell us how that worked.
Yes, we jumped in. Vale came home from school in third grade and was all excited. Found out she could wrestle the boys. Mom, they can wrestle the boys here. And that's how it all started. Went to her first tournament. Admittedly, I had a little bit of doubt. Sorry, Vale. And then she beat all three kids there within a few seconds after having had only one practice.
Wow.
Pretty sure she just held the kids down and didn't really do any moves.
Well,
like, okay, I think we have something here.
Vale, tell us your side of that story. What was it that made you so excited to wrestle? Why? What has attracted you to the sport?
I don't know. I was kind of unsure about it at first, and my parents just told me, like, I can try it out, and if I don't like it, I don't have to keep doing it. So I just gave it a try, and then I ended up really liking it.
As far as the growth of wrestling with girls, it's obviously really it's always been kind of an upward trajectory over the last decade, but it really took off after the last Olympics. What type of impact did that last games have on you in terms of being able to watch that at the international level?
It really inspired me, like how good like girls can be, and like it's just awesome, I think.
Vale, what is it like to be a girl wrestler in the state of Wyoming right now? You know, we were talking about traveling around to some other girls tournaments, but they're in other states. You're going to Idaho and Utah and competing in some girls only tournaments that are really big and full brackets and everything. But when it comes to wrestling in Wyoming, you're wrestling with the guys. So what is that like for you? And what has it been like for you up to this point?
It's been awesome. It's a pretty big challenge, though. Like, the guys are a lot tougher for me, but I think it makes me better, and I like doing it.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit because, you know, there's always this discussion about what wrestling demands of individuals in terms of being able to compete. It asks a lot, and then it even asks a little more maybe in this situation. But it's got to actually feel kind of nice in terms of being able to, I don't know, you're kind of used to getting into a fist fight 30 times out of the year. And so in terms of being maybe apprehensive about contact or anything like that, it seems like you've worked through that a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty used to it. I don't really think about it much. I just go out there and I don't know. It's all blur, kind of. Just kidding.
Well, Kendall, this has got to be such a cool opportunity for you to watch your daughter. She has a couple girl teammates, and at such a young age as a freshman, to really be a pioneer in trying to grow the sport in Wyoming. So is that why you kind of fell in love with it? And ended up becoming a certified coach? Was because of your daughter, it seems like, to help the sport grow?
100%. Vale has inspired me. She's been my hero. Just seeing all of this develop in her, it ignited a spark in me, and I'm here for her every step of the way, like 110% dedicated, and really, really love it. It's a great bonding experience for us, and also all the team members. And like some of my favorite things is when we go to these female tournaments or any of the tournaments where we come across other female wrestlers, they're all so supportive. They might be your competitor, but they end up coming up to you, and you develop the wrestling family, and you share a camaraderie that's, I think, a little bit stronger than anything else.
And you've actually got some teammates to work through that as well. We were just talking about them a little bit. Samantha Walker is one of your teammates, and then also Hallie Robertson, and you've all been doing very well. And but you talked about how some of these tournaments, in particular one in Utah, there are over 300 girls competing and you had pigtail matches just to get into the tournament. That's got to be just a phenomenal change over the last few years.
Yeah, it's a big jump. Like just a couple of years ago, like I was like the only one in like the state, and now it's like there's lots, and it's really awesome to see it grow because I think it should.
You know, Vale, when you talk about being a girl wrestler in the high school ranks, and Vale, I'll ask you this question, and then Kendall, I'll let you answer the exact same question, and that is, what are some maybe misconceptions that are out there, maybe about being a girl that a girl that wrestles, and what are some of the maybe prototypes or stereotypes, I should say, that you've had to overcome or are still trying to overcome or break through some of those? What are some of those things? Vale, I'll let you go first, and then Kendall, maybe you can answer that.
Well, I get asked a lot, like, is it really awkward to like wrestle the guys and stuff? And it's not. It's really not, unless they make it awkward. And yeah, that's like the only really thing. And then people just think it's weird sometimes, like it's like a guy sport, but I think it's also turning into a women's sport too.
Well, it's a person's sport.
Yeah, Kendall, if we could let you, before we ask another question, if we could let you answer that too.
Oh yeah, I've had the matches even when she was little. A parent come up to me upset. Usually it's the parent of the boy, if she's one, only if she's one, come up to me and say, you're pretty upset, and say, oh, this isn't fair. Boys are taught not to hurt girls, and so that it can be really, it can be a really hot topic for some people, and then for other people it can be they fully support it and think it's amazing. And I understand both sides. And one thing, like I've always said, anytime I've been confronted by a parent like that, I'll just explain to them, what we expect is if she's coming up to the level to wrestle with the boys, then she expects that boy to give her his all.
It seems like this growth and the spark that's being fanned into a flame for girls wrestling seems like it's coming along at the right time. Maybe I'm overstepping my opinion there, but would you say that's true?
Oh yes, and to go back on what I said about the reactions of other parents, I want to see it go, full girls, and see it sanctioned. All the states around us are sanctioned, and that's why when Vale goes to wrestle in Idaho or Utah, she's not even allowed to wrestle the boys because it's sanctioned already over there. So then we're finding girls for her to wrestle, and Vale's coach has done a really good job. Her coaches are doing an excellent job in this modification and this new role that's kind of been put into their lap, finding her matches. And that being said, it's kind of sad to see her not wrestle boys as much. However, I'm kind of happy she's starting to wrestle more girls, because I'm not going to lie, it gets a little scary watching her walk out on that mat. And the boys have certainly matured, and they're like 3 times her size.
Absolutely. Again, we're speaking with Vale Foreman. She's a wrestler with Star Valley High School on the wrestling team, and her mother, Kendall Foreman, is a certified USA wrestling coach. Appreciate both of you for joining us today, and thank you for your time. Vale, maybe just a final question here, and that is, what would you say, or what is your message to girls your age, maybe even older or younger, that would like to wrestle, but up to this point have maybe been apprehensive about it and thought, I'd like to give that a go, but I don't know if that's okay for me to do, or what, for whatever reason it might be? What's your message to those girls?
I think you guys should just jump right in because it's awesome. And yeah, like more girls to start coming in, the more like you only can wrestle girls, and yeah, it'll be a lot better once we start getting more in. So I think just jump right in. It'll be awesome.
Well, thank you again for joining us. That's Kendall and Vale Foreman this morning. And girls wrestling, we'll see what the future holds for you guys and the sport. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
It's all part of First Bank of Wyoming Sports Friday on SVI Media.